Change will come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones that we have been waiting for. We are the change that we seek by Barack Obama. We all know an individual or an organization that is civically responsible. I have done the research on an organization that I believe that is civically responsible. The Immunodeficiency Foundation, or the IDF, is a reflection of what it means to be civically responsible by advocating and providing resources for people with PI. What is PI? According to the Cleveland Clinic, PI stands for the primary immunodeficiency, a term to refer to a group of chronic disorders that can make your immune system be compromised or insufficient to fight against diseases. Now that I've given you what PI stands for, I would like to give out the history of the foundation as well as their landmark. The Immunodeficiency Foundation is a nonprofit organization that was created by Maria Bolwell on December 11th, 1980. In 1981, they further created the Medical Advisory Committee with 8 immunologists to create science-based diagnosis as well as care for people with PI. In 2003, the IDF and the National Institute of Allergies and Infectious Diseases created the United States Immunodeficiency Network, as well as online forums to reach out with researchers and people who are diagnosed with PI to receive care. The IDF and in 2008, the IDF was a major contributor to Medicare IVIG Access Act, which allowed for IVIGs to be included in medical insurance. Before, it was not covered by your medical insurance, but now it is. Now that I've given you the history as well as the landmarks of the foundation, I would like to further discuss about their website. They have an understanding primary immunodeficiency section, which provides the types, diagnosis, and treatments, as well as discussions about how your immune system and your genetics may have a key factor in playing with your immune system. They have a Think Zebra section, which is a saying that they believe that even if you have a common symptom for a common diagnosis, that common symptom, in fact, may not be a common diagnosis. Instead, it is a rare or an uncommon diagnosis. So you have to think outside the box sometimes. Secondly, they have a Living with PI section, which addresses mental health and care, as well as explain how your diagnosis to other people, as well as provides space for parents and guardians to have a understanding of how PI works and how they're able to support their children or a person with PI. As well as it shows as well as navigates insurance and workplace cultures, and as well as traveling safely with PI. Thirdly, they have a Get Involved page, which a person can advocate or host events or fundraisers, as well as volunteer or donate plasma to help in the cause. And lastly, they have an advancing research and clinical care, which provides grants and surveys, as well as clinical trials for people with PI and consultation with immunologists, as well as the clinical education to further understand your standing of your symptoms and your diagnosis and your treatments. Now that I've given you a rundown about how the foundation operates and what they provide, I want to go back to the reason why I chose the IDF. The reason why I chose the IDF is actually because of a YouTuber that I actually really like. His name is C.VA, or known as Connor. He is a Welsh YouTuber, voice actor, and Twitch streamer, and he has been majorly involved with the IDF with his cyclothons. He has done 3 in total around Japan, as well as his charity auctions. All combined, he has donated well over $1 million to the IDF with his charity events. The reason why he decided to be involved more with the IDF is actually because of his best friend Iron Mouse, which is also a Twitch streamer that I really inspired to be. Iron Mouse is a Cuban virtual YouTuber and Twitch streamer who suffers, unfortunately, with a condition called common variable immunodeficiency, or called as CVID. In the podcast on Diagnosed with the IDF, she discusses how in her childhood and her adolescence as well as her adulthood, how that has affected her mentally, physically, as well as impacted her financially, as well as how it impacted her as well socially. Her family, unfortunately, was constantly in a financial instability, worrying over how her health may be declining, as well as how medical bills may be stacking. She also suffers how lonely and how isolated it feels for every time that she gets sick, whenever she is introduced to a new person, or whenever she is introduced to a person, she unfortunately gets sick quickly. She also discussed how she had to give up singing because her throat unfortunately received an infection that made her temporarily stop singing. However, in the podcast, she has also discussed how YouTubing and Twitch streaming, as well as being a virtual YouTuber, has helped her create an outlet for herself to connect with others the way how she was not able to do. In conclusion, now that I've shown you how the IDF has been specifically responsible with providing resources as well as treatments, diagnosis about IP PI about PI and how it has impacted people. How it has impacted people with PI. Thank you.